Also, in addition to this, compounding the mystery man who removed the folder, the cleaner from Hillary Clinton's podium. Maybe he's that other type of cleaner too. You know, the mob, they have their cleaners. Well, you know what they do. The Clinton body count list, it's pretty high. People dropping barbells on their throat like the former head of the UN, the African-American gentleman. Seems to happen more often and more often. Anytime you're in and around the Clintons and you've got dirt on them, you just somehow wind up dead. Kind of like Barack Obama and Andrew Breitbart. Remember when Andrew said, I've got video? He's basically going to end Barack Obama. And then he just wound up dead. They said it was like a heart attack or something, cardiovascular, disease or something like that. Even though the guy that did his autopsy also died before he released the autopsy. Yeah, it's just a quinky dinky. It's a coincidence. So who knows what type of cleaner that guy was. But compounding this intrigue, you see, it's kind of like X-Files with Christopher Green. Compounding this mystery, in addition to the unidentified mystery man removing a folder from Hillary's podium, a world champion poker player says that Clinton secretly signaled moderator during debate. Secretly signaled moderator Lester Holt, Lester Molester, who works for the mainstream media that owns Hillary Clinton because it's owned by the corporate interest that owns the mainstream media. Goes on to say that Hillary Clinton used hand signals to communicate with moderator Lester Holt during the first U.S. presidential debate. A four-time world champion poker player has stated, a video recently uploaded to YouTube depicts the former Secretary of State scratching her face several times during the 90-minute debate. Like this. In fact, this video has actually been taken down by YouTube. They say it's like some copyright infringement. She can't even watch it anymore. Isn't that convenient? Only makes you think there's more truth to it, right? Signals to Holt, the video editor claims, which meant Clinton wanted to get a zinger in and to go to her without changing the subject. Now, we talked about this live on the fly. In fact, if you're one of our on-demand subscribers, you've watched part one so far. Part two's coming out of the live critique and commentary courtesy of me as we were watching the debate. You watched it along with me. And one of the first things I pointed out is notice how Lester Holt continues to ask these pre-planned questions that only puts Donald J. Trump on the defensive, right? It only put Trump in a corner on sexism or birtherism or racism, all these things that Clinton wants to point out, these PC things that, she's going on the prowl and on the attack with an attempt to defeat Donald Trump. Notice how Lester Holt didn't ask any questions or form any narrative around Hillary Clinton's emails, the Clinton Foundation scam, money laundering scam that is, Benghazi Gate, her husband being a sexual predator. I mean, none of these things did Lester Holt go after. Now, we've been hearing through the grapevine from the Donald Trump camp, which, by the way, is going to be in Prescott, Arizona on Tuesday, of which we are hoping to get a sit-down interview with Donald Trump to get more of his story out to the world. So stay posted on that. Another reason to support us on demand, support our crew, our infrastructure, so we can do these kinds of things. And wish us luck. But we've been hearing from the Donald Trump camp that although he refrained from going after Hillary Clinton's husband in round one of this fight night that makes up the political theater that is the presidential debates, that he won't be holding back on round two regarding the sexual predator that makes up Bill. I was talking about it in our studio this morning. It's not exactly like Donald Trump is squeaky clean. We know he's a lot more squeaky clean than Hillary Clinton and her husband, but that could also be a factor. And again, we think critically, both sides of the aisle here at AMTV, Alternative Media Television, could be a factor in one of the reasons maybe Trump hasn't gone as hard after Hillary and her perverted, alleged, and accused rapist of a husband. Donald Trump has had his reported infidelities as well. But nobody's perfect. But again, we're going to think critically, both sides of the aisle could play and be a factor in one of the reasons why Donald hasn't gone after that particular topic with a little bit more force. Although we think that he should, especially when this rotten you-know-what goes after his integrity and these kinds of things. If anything, Americans are questioning your integrity, Hillary Clinton. So if you look at this article here, you can see the different animated GIFs of Hillary signaling, it's kind of like picking her nose as the she-devil that she is. These are all times Lester Molester Holt, begins jumping in with some of these penetrating questions to put Donald Trump on the defensive. Quote, the first signal to halt comes when Hillary wants to get her taxes zinger in after Trump talks about the country being in debt, going after Trump releasing his tax returns even though they're currently under audit. An earlier version of the video was taken down from YouTube, citing a copyright claim by Merlin SC Distribution. Reporters at TruePundit.com claimed that there were no such signals used by Clinton in previous debate performances. TruePundit cross-referenced Clinton's speeches, campaign appearances, and her 2008 debate performances against President Obama, the website reports. According to that analysis, Clinton never previously used these hand motions to supposedly scratch her face. In fact, she rarely touches her face at all. Also investigating the video's claims, author Mike Cernovich reached out to a professional poker player for assistance analyzing the potential hand signals. He tweets, curious, do the poker pros like this person he tweets see this as a signal to moderator Lester Holt? They do. Very, very mysterious. Very, very suspicious. Very, very interesting. Not only do we have a mystery man, a cleaner, removing a folder suspiciously from Hillary's podium immediately following the debate, but we also have a world champion poker player confirming that Hillary Clinton was cheating during the first presidential debate here in 2016.